My name is Gabriel Velez. I am a finance major at Georgia State University. I'm currently in computer information systems class. As a finance major, there's actually quite a bit in this class that you can use in your everyday life and in your work. And Excel and these functions that Excel offers is definitely the best that this class has to offer. And today I want to be going over a subject of splitting, sorting, and filtering through data. So, for example, we're given data here, and this Excel worksheet is just a jumble of data. It is the superheroes and their identity names, their first, last, and superhero names. And what we want to do is categorize this and columnize each separate segment, first, last, and hero name. One way that we can do this is click the data set, go into data, and what we're going to want to do is turn these texts into columns. It's going to ask us if we're delimited. Basically, if we're trying to separate these columns through punctuation, and we are. So we're going to click next, and we're delimited by commas, separated by commas. We're going to click next, and general settings, and finish. And here we go. Perfect. We've got our first, last, and hero names perfectly categorized into three well-put columns. However, there's more that we want to do. In addition to this, we want to sort through this data. So we want to go back to this home ribbon, and we want to sort through hero names. We want to go and we want to see if we can do a custom sort of the hero names from A to Z, hero A to Z. But we also want to be able to keep our data set intact. It's not just going to categorize the A to Z, but we want to keep the last name with the first name. And in order to do this, we have to do simultaneous sort. So we're going to add on the last name. We're going to put Z to A. And we're also going to have to do the first name then also. And so we're going to run a 3 simultaneous sorts. Keep that A to Z. And you'll see that when we do this, we're able to get our heroes categorized in alphabetical order, and their last and first names are able to stay with their hero names and not get all jumbled up. So for example, if we want to look at someone popular to make sure that it is correct data, we can look at Batman and see that Bruce is in fact his first name and Wayne is in fact his last name. So it worked perfectly. Next thing we want to do is we're going to want to add filters to these. We want to be able to sort through last, first, and hero names efficiently. So we're going to highlight the headers, first, last, and hero name. We're just going to hit filter. And what this will do is add a filter to all three of these categories. Perfect. Next, what we're going to want to do is go into hero. And we want to sort through it. Maybe we just want to narrow it down just to see superheroes listed under the letter S, beginning with the letter S, like Superman, Supergirl, everybody. So we're going to go ahead and hit begins with, filtering with, begins with the letter S. What happens then, we don't have to press enter. As soon as we do that, we get to see all of our heroes that start with the letter S. Super Sister, Superwoman, Supergirl, Shazam. And we're able to narrow that down perfectly. But what's to say that we want to see our data and we want to say, okay, then how many heroes do we have in this column? We'll do something like subtotal. We want to find the subtotal. Oh, we want to get the sum separated by a comma of all of these superheroes. Close it, and we get 0. Well, the way that you want to negate this is by realizing that Excel has a piece of data, which is this jumble of data that we separate into three columns, but that big 3-column data set still exists, and even though we're only looking at a small piece of data here, Excel still is getting confused, and that's why it's giving us a subtotal of 0 when we're trying to display just these columns. What we have to do is give Excel a little bit more information. And so one way that we can do this is to get subtotal, but we're going to use the function count_a. Count_a is able to take all of our data that we want and spit out the number that we're looking at perfectly. Exactly what we're looking at. subtotal. We want to see, same for each column, what it is exactly that we are looking at. And we've got 9 in each category. And we're going to do it one more time for the verse name. Count A, comma, and just these. And there we go. And I just want to end with a joke, because I work at a bank and we don't have a lot of jokes. But today I was working and we were at a bank and a lady asked me to check her balance. So I pushed her over and she didn't like that very much.